Hey guys, what's going on? This is Kyle from Elevate. Our bread and butter is videography and photography. We do that for a lot of local brands and companies. And today I'm gonna bring to you something special. So like I said, videography is one of the primary things that we do here. A lot of people don't realize that one of the biggest things that can make or break your video is actually the audio. And I actually started recording audio way before I started any video work. So today we're gonna focus on audio. I'm sitting right now in what we call our studio within our studio. It's a little room that we have with all of our audio recording equipment. We record podcasts in here and a lot of voiceover work for some of our clients. So today I'm gonna be showcasing how we record our audio and how we treat our audio in post-production. But I'm not just gonna record a voiceover today. A lot of these same principles will apply to doing voiceover work as well. But today I'm gonna give myself a challenge. I'm gonna try to record a vocal cover of a song that I like in less than 30 minutes. And the song we're gonna do is called Ultraviolet by Spiritbox. Before we get started on recording any audio, the first thing we need is a backing track. So I've actually found a new piece of AI software we're gonna use to help us get started with this. So let's go ahead and jump in the computer and get going. So what I've got is really cool. I found a website called vocalremover.org, and it's an AI software that you upload a song to, and it can actually extract and isolate the vocals and the background music separately. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. I've already imported the song right here, and you can see it's got your music track and your vocal track. Right now I've got it turned up to 100% just vocals, so we can see what just the vocals sound like by themselves. This is the final time I'm waking up inside a dream that died. And we can actually adjust this and we can get just the background music. Or if for some reason you wanted just like a little bit of vocals, you can do that too. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and download just the music by itself. All right, now we've got our backing track and our vocal reference track imported into our DAW. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, 30 minutes is not very much time to do this, so I pretty much already know what type of effects and processing I'm gonna use on these vocals. And like I said, a lot of these principles are gonna apply to voiceover work as well. Of course, with a song, there's gonna be a little bit extra spice, a little bit extra flair added in there. But first things first, we gotta record this song. The way I'm gonna do this is I'm just gonna go through the full song a few times and get a few takes of that main vocal track, and then I'll go back and punch in to get my background vocals and all that extra stuff. But let's go ahead and jump in the vocal booth and get some takes and get this recorded. This is the final time I'm waking up. You wanna cover me in ultraviolet, fearing what the light finds. There's always time. You wanna cover me in ultraviolet. All right, I got all the vocals recorded. It took about 15 minutes. If I had no time limit, I would definitely do more takes than that, but it is what it is. So now we've got those in here. I'm gonna go through my process on how to get these vocals processed. So the first thing I do, as you can see, is not all the levels are perfectly the same. It's kind of going up and down and up and down. Some parts like right here are really hot and these are a little bit quieter. So I'm going to do some clip gaining and just get all of this pretty leveled out manually. So that'll just take a second. All right, so that's not perfect, but as you can see, it's a lot more leveled out now. So now we can go through the processing chain I've got set up for the main vocal track. So this is what it sounds like, totally dry. This is the final time I'm waking up. And that's embarrassing, but again, it is what it is. So first on the list is de-esser. That's just gonna tame some of the S's a little bit so that it's not as harsh when a S or a sh comes through. And second is compressor. So that's just gonna make it even more leveled out than it is now. Here's what it sounds like without the compressor. This is the final time I'm waking up. And with. This is the final time I'm waking up. All right, then we get into the pitch correction. I'm not perfect. Not a lot of people are perfect. And I use pitch correction just to make it sound better in the mix. And this is what it sounds like with that added on. This is the final time I'm waking up. Okay. Next is EQ. So I like to cut a lot of the lows so it's not as muffled and bassy sounding, and it'll cut through a little more. And then I also boost the highs. So I've got a low cut and I've got a high shelf on this. So it'll give it a little more energy and make it cut through the mix even more.
This is the final time I'm waking up.
Again, without.
This is the final time I'm waking up.
Okay. Next on my chain, I've got a vocal doubler. That's just gonna do exactly what it says. It just thickens up the vocals and makes them sound a lot beefier in the mix. The next is a multi-band compressor. So like I said, a compressor is gonna level out the lows to the high volume, so it'll be a lot more leveled. A multi-band does that on even a deeper level where it'll treat the lows, the mids, and the highs separately. So if you have a part where there's a lot of bass coming through in your voice, but it's not on a lot of the rest of the song, it's going to tame that bass down to where it matches the rest of the song, and vice versa. If there's one part where it's very high frequencies for whatever reason, it's going to tame those and level out every frequency range so that it's a nice even signal throughout the song. And then lastly, I have a limiter. Again, I want this to be pretty mashed and pretty present the whole time. I don't want it to drop out and come back in at different levels or anything. So a limiter is another last touch to keep it very leveled out through the song. So with the full chain.
This is the final time I'm waking up.
And this is without everything.
This is the final time I'm waking up. Inside a dream that doesn't break enough of us.
All right, so it sounds a lot better. Next we have our sends. I'm not going to go too into detail on this, but I have a reverb send, a delay send, and a drive. So the drive is just going to add a little bit of low mid presence, so it's a little fuller. The reverb and the delay is going to give it space and an actual atmosphere to live in. We record our vocals as dry as possible for both voiceover and for a song, because you want to be able to add whatever room and space to it that you want. You don't want to already have reverb baked in if you don't want it. You need to be able to add on. All right, so I'm going to show you isolated what each one of these things is doing. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the lead vocal completely by itself. So this is what the reverb sounds like. Then there's the delay. And this is what that tube drive sounds like. I want it to sound almost overdriven and be in that kind of low mid frequency, like 400 or so hertz. That's going to give it a lot of that kind of beefy presence in the mix. So what I normally do on these is I listen to it in context, meaning with the background music going, and I'll add in just what I need from these sends to fill out the mix exactly how I want to. So I'm going to start with them all zeroed out.
This is the final time I'm waking
Reverb
up.
first.
Inside a dream that doesn't break enough of
Like that. Now delay.
In the light, how once loved.
Cool. And now you'll hear that beef added in right here.
I can see it shining through the trees, a reflection of a crimson care, and I hesitate to feel something.
All right, so you can hear that actually adds a little bit of thickness to that. There's only one other weird part in the song that we got to treat a little differently, and it's where going into the second chorus, we have like a telephone effect. And I just put that on a separate track. And that just sounds like this. And that's it. As far as the background vocals go, I treat them a little bit differently. I don't add quite as much flair to them. And depending on if I want a big chorusy sound or if I want it to be very more vocoder-esque and sound deliberate and precise. If I want a chorusy sound, I won't put any pitch correction on it. I want those variants in the pitch. If it's going to be very precise, I want it to be locked in and I want it to sound very digital by itself, but in context, it's going to just add the perfect pitch to fill out those harmonies exactly how I want. On this, I want it to be kind of in the middle, so it's a pretty similar setting on the pitch correction as I do on my main vocal track. The only difference is I don't send my backup vocals to any sends with effects like that. I just send them to a group track just so I can glue all those together with a compressor, and then I can adjust the level of the full background vocals separately from the main vocal, and I don't have to do every single one by itself. I can just control the group.
Cover me in ultraviolet to a river flowing back in time.
And then with the lead vocal,
You wanna cover me in ultraviolet to a river flowing back in time.
all right guys, so that's pretty much it. We got it done in 30 minutes. If I had no time limit, I would definitely spend more time, get these a little bit, maybe get some better takes, and clean up the edit a little bit more, but we got it done. So thanks for sticking with me through the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and without further ado, here is Ultraviolet by Spiritbox.
This is the final time I'm waking up inside a dream that doesn't break enough of the soul I once was, in the light I once loved. I can see it shining through the trees, a reflection of a crimson care. And I hesitate to feel something in the presence of a cold, emotional vampire, invited inside a dream I die, hidden from the light. You wanna cover me in ultraviolet to a river flowing back in time. Dream I die, dream I die. If you can meet me in another life, and we can burn into the velvet sky. Dream I die, dream I die. I can feel the end is haunting me, a mirror image staring back into 1,000 lifetimes, fearing what the light finds. Oh, I can see it shining through the trees, a reflection of a crimson hair. And I hesitate to feel something, 'cause I don't belong here. You wanna cover me in ultraviolet to a river flowing back in time. Dream I die, dream I die. If you can meet me in another life,
right, if you guys like this content, leave a comment below, like and subscribe for more. We're going to do a lot more stuff like this, audio production and video production wise. So hope to see you guys soon.